Thank you for joining us, and I'm going to go ahead and get started since we're already a little bit behind to show you our platform, what it does, how it works, and how you can use it. So to get started, I should have my screen up here. I'm actually going to show you initially um, how to get started with the program or software itself. So how do you log in? How do you get started? Go to our website, AI.Law, and then it is this blue button. It might say build a war room or get right in there and start, and it'll bring you right to this sign up screen where at this point you can enter your name, your contact information, your law firm. I'll say organization type, plaintiff defense, or both. I'm just going to do this and 5, just for the sake of it here. And password, enter any password that works for you. And you click continue. It will, oops, let's forget every digit in there we need. Then it goes right in the platform. This is where everybody begins and how you begin. You can teach AI your voice, get started. What this is it's going to be a referenced material that AI.Law pulls from whenever it is going to draft you draft you documents. So it would like to understand, we want to make sure that whatever we draft is in your voice and how you like to make legal arguments. So you'll walk through each one of these screens. There's about 9 of them here to describe how you usually communicate with others, how you even like to call plaintiffs and defendants, how you like to cite cases. We're just going to be strategic with that. And as soon as you're all set, you can pick your area of law, whatever it might be, years in practice, what state you practice in, and then click to ultimately continue. Anything else you'd like to know or anything else you would like AI to know about how you write, you can include that within this section. For example, I don't like to have dashes. Please avoid dashes. Click finish. And that is going to be all set. If you ever need to go back into there, you can go back into your profile page and update that directly from the software. But other than that, it'll be in the background. So this is your landing page. This is your dashboard. As you get cases added to your system, you will see more cases and more information here on this particular page. Right now, we don't have anybody. We don't have any cases. We don't have any matters. So we're going to upload our first one. We're going to start our other one. It's very easy. It's the middle button right there in the middle of your screen. What it's going to do, what I will tell you is that every client, you can have multiple clients within the organization, and each matter, you can have multiple matters to each client, but each matter needs to be associated with a client. So here we're going to be adding a matter. You can click client. We don't have any, so we're just going to add a new one. We can say whatever it might be, Jane Smith. Their email, phone if you have it. Conflict check is available directly within adding a new client. So you can add a new client. It's automatically going to conflict check. If you have another one, Josh Gordon, you can, or any other party you have, you can add them here, and then the conflict check will run automatically. Now, if you're enterprise level, if you've got thousands or tens of thousands of different related parties, let's say you deal with real complex Fortune 100 firms that have multiple different relationships and subparties, we do have a broader conflict check, a much more detailed and enterprise level. I'm not going to jump into that here, but just know that that is a capability that we have. So once you have your client, then you can actually add your matter, and you can see client here is Jane Smith, and then the matter will auto populate the number. If you have a particular statute of limitations, let's say it's next Saturday for us, you can add that. Some states you have a statute of repose. If you don't need that, you can just skip it, but I'll add that in there just for the sake of having it. Matter title is what this matter is going to be called. Let's call it real estate dispute. And then the description would be sold real estate with damage that was not disclosed. It can be very short and sweet description. I will tell you that a lot of our functionality will reference back the description. So some of our modules and tools will actually stop you and ask you for the description if you haven't entered it here, just so there's some sense of what it is for the system. And you could select your matter type. Let's call this litigation, active. You can select you're automatically going to be assigned as a lawyer, as the brand new person here. And then if you have a paralegal, you can add them in also directly within our system. You just click edit this list and you can edit a bunch of different things directly within it. Click create matter, and now you have your first matter. So before we were on our overview, our dashboard, this is what an individual matter looks like. On the left-hand side is what you can do with a matter, as well as the first time you upload a matter. You can see the name of the client, name of the matter. You've got these 2 deadlines. The next deadline's right here visible for you. And then there's some information that will begin to populate over time if it becomes relevant for the matter. Underneath it are the take action buttons. These are your fast, easy access to certain tools on the left-hand side. So these tools are also here. We're just making it easy for you to find them as a new user of the system. Take action, upload files is always going to blink because that is the first thing that the entire system is based on. Everything that we do within AI.Law is based on the information and the documents and the files that you've uploaded into the software. So the concept is that we really are AI first. This is not a CRM that we're just tacking on AI to. This is an AI-driven, semi-autonomous platform that pushes cases forward based on what is present within these files. So where sometimes some platforms it might be optional, you've got a few emails, you've got a few this or that. If it's not in our system, then our system doesn't know about it. But moreover, if you add it to the system, then the system will know about it and will consider whatever it is as you begin drafting and doing heavier, bigger lifts with the platform itself. So you can see people, timeline, calendar. I will show you a little bit of these things as we moving forward. I'm going to pause right here. What I'm going to do is this is to show you how you start a new matter. You can click upload files. It's very easy. You drag and drop, or you can click browse and pull into it. I'm incognito mode because I just wanted to show you adding it. I already have a fair amount of information within a test, a demo account that we do. So I'm going to flip over into this so you can see a little bit more. So here we're in this matter called real estate dispute. Buckeye Development Group is our client. It's a real estate dispute. If you're working on something, adding a task, you need to add a particular task. You need to finish a memo to clients. You can add it directly in the system, give yourself a date, a due date, and then you have it immediately available to you. Let's pull that up, already done, or which will stay right all within that system right here for you. You need to add particular calendar events. We've got our 2 new events we did add to this as well. You can open this up. It will pull in your calendar and allow you to add new events, both particularly one-on-one, but you can also do it from a template. So for example, if you have a standard set of deadlines that a court issues in the jurisdiction that you're used to, that you practice within, you can have a template for all those. They will show up here. You just simply fill them in, and then you've got all the dates automatically given for you. And as you click through them, they'll enter your history, and you don't have to worry about them any further. Tasks are very similar. You can add them directly into here. Clients, pick your dates, just sort of as you'd expect within a system. Let me add that. And then you've got statute of limitations, add dates you can add. We do have full AI analysis of statute of limitations, which we can show you here in a moment. If you have a case that's drawn up, you don't have any particular events, but you want to have something going on with it, you can generate AI-generated recommendations based on the file and where the file is, which then will run in the background and populate some dates for you, some things that would be logically related to what you need done. But for this matter, you've got your calendar for this event, your firm-wide calendar. This is all your different events. And then you've got your action items, which is your templates and your events, statute of limitations, just as you'd expect. Now, this is just one moment here for me. So let's go back to our overview for real estate dispute. We've got working on things, as I just showed you the calendar. Then we've got documents. When you upload, you will see your most recent documents here within the overview page. This is as a practical matter because if you want to make sure if somebody else loads a document, you can't see it. This is where our first level of AI really comes into play with analysis. And this is where when you upload documents or you add a file, I'll show you what this looks like here by adding it in. This is already uploaded, but I will show you. You drag and drop in, and our system will automatically parse with AI. If you don't want something parsed, you don't have to have it. But then it'll also auto-route the document to a folder and then create that individual folder based on a taxonomy that already exists. What's really neat about this system is that once the documents are uploaded, automatically everything associated with the document is extracted from it and given to you on the right-hand side. So the file is called Buyer Corp Representative Deposition. Underneath it, once you click, it'll tell you what that thing is in plain English. And then off to the right-hand side, you'll actually give you the full case impact, the full AI summary. You can edit it as you'd like, as well as tying it to individual parties. These are all auto-extracted, as well as related documents that might be relevant to this particular document. All kinds of classifications. It will actually classify the document, and then once it's uploaded, it will also upload the create a file for you and then place it in the file. So these files that are here are only here because there is something uploaded. So there's about 100 different file possibilities, 9.1, whatever it might be. And we're only going to show you these titles, these folders, once you've actually got something that AI automatically wraps into it. Now, similarly, you've got an upload center where you don't even have to upload into each individual matter. If you've got a handful, you've got 20 different files you just scanned in separately, you can just dump them into our file router, and then our system will parse that particular document, and then actually route it to your individual matter and give you the ability to validate it before that actually happens within this upload center. So uploading and managing documents becomes super easy, not only organization, but actually substantive information from it. We have the ability to AI extract. If you didn't do so one, then you want to do something. If you want to mark something as a key piece of evidence here, you can mark it with a star and then just look at that key evidence within the secondary area. Firm-wide is all your documents firm-wide. So this is your workflow, your firm-wide place to see things. Recent would be recent documents. Now, once you have all your documents in play, you've got everything that you want for the matter, then you can start doing some neat things with it. So I'll go back to the overview. So initially, when you first start, you've got those you've got those easy clicks. Once you upload something, then they come down here to take action, and this is where you can do certain things like build a timeline, extract people, and whatnot. You can also do it on the left-hand side if you like that, if that's a little bit more comfortable for you. What I'm going to show you though is I'm going to walk into extract people to give you an idea of what this looks like. This is an auto-extracted set of information directly from the documents we've uploaded. So this is all AI generated. I didn't type any of this stuff out ahead of time. Here we've got every single company. This is fictional, by the way. These aren't real people or real matter. Every single referenced entity or person will be included if that information is within that document, that upload. It will give you that information here, and also what documents it's pulling it from. So if you want to validate that information, you can click in. Will actually scroll down to exactly where that data is, that information is within that document which has been extracted. If you want to see the original file, you can click on that. It doesn't. You can only see PDFs as original files right now, but if you want to understand the formatted document as it's been extracted, you can see all that directly within each one of these records. You'll see this throughout our system, so there's no hallucinations. You're going to be able to not only click on it and see where it is, but we're going to roll down to exactly where that information is pulled from within the matter. If you want to combine things, we will actually auto deduplicate. So usually you'll have multiple references to the same entity. We will auto deduplicate here. If you want to run it again, you can just by clicking. And then you'll have your client, who usually is your client reference, which is right here. We're going to star them. And our side, these are maybe our experts, our client, our corporate rep, whatever it might be, who's opposing. And if you need to change somebody, you can certainly click on them, and then you can change them around here within this area if you want to move them around. Okay, so this is all automatically done for you. This will play into other tools that we have. So when we start drafting other lawsuits and discovery, we are actually going to pull from this. So it's helpful to have this all done ahead of time. If you like traditional, maintain contracts or contacts rather separately and pull in a lot more information on your own page, you have the ability to do that directly within the tab next to parties, and you can click a button, pull in from your from what AI is already extracted from you. And here's all these folks. Just click on one, and their information will auto-populate for you. Relationship map is if you're a visual person, you want to see things. I'll show you what this will look like here. Might take a moment. We'll see what we can get done. Here's your 3D version of all the different parties and how they're related to other parties, other entities here, and a cool three-dimensional map available to you pretty easily. Classic view, 3D view. It's giving us faster results here, so it's pretty neat. That is party. So here we are with people. I'm going to again go back to our overview just to show you, just to keep everything consistent here. This is people. We saw extracted parties. We did the AI details, showed you the relationship map. We do a very similar thing for timeline. So here's your build chronology. Off the right-hand side, it's timeline. Either one works, goes to this timeline page. And then what's going to happen is you have a AI extract button. It's already run. So here is all of the chronological events directly from the records themselves. What you'll also get is you'll get all the events before the incident date. We're going to give you a bright line incident date and then what happened after it. So sometimes after the incident date is going to be more important, especially injury-related claims, but contract-related disputes or other real estate deals before the incident date obviously will be important also. This is all auto done. I haven't looked at this. We're going to give you the description of what happened on what date, what the record is for it, who is providing that, which party it's relevant to, and of course the source again, so you can validate. Here we've got General Warranty Deed, December 15, 2017. And then Franklin County Recorder's Office, again, fictional. And here's that date. And we saw Franklin County Recorder, and here's what happened, previously acquired. So, and if you roll on it, you'll see more. Here's your full description. So if you just want to see all communications, you can click on, or if you want to exclude communication, you can click here. If you want to exclude incidents or whatever you so desire to exclude or see, you can just by clicking on it, take care of that. You can deduplicate here as well as also even merge different matters together if you so desire to do that. So that is a timeline. This is also very important as we get into drafting and doing other things within the program to have your timeline completed. So this is a very much a beginning top, working our way down on the left-hand side. I'm using the tools under take action if you want to jump in and do something really quickly. But as a new user who has a new matter beginning this and you want AI to be engaged with all aspects of your matter, you're going to use your left-hand side. You just sort of click through down the left-hand side and fill in this information as it appears to you here. You can also connect with your email account. And if you do that, you will see emails. You'll be able to actually save emails into the matter. Our system will automatically flag them and add them into the matter for you. So you don't have to drag and drop. It recognizes the parties or the email addresses of your client or with respect to this matter. It will auto add them to your track emails. You get to approve them, and you can also see all of your emails. But this is specifically here because we're in a matter. We are just looking at emails that have come in specific to the matter. The docket is also available to you vis-a-vis email. So if you get an email in, it's a docket entry. You can set this up, adding court access within our system, Pacer, or an individual different court system. You can set it all up to where we'll actually log into your profile. We'll go pull that document, and then we'll provide it to you in this area, as well as add it as a document. So makes it seamless. But again, with AI, now AI knows about that document and can know what to do with it. As we're going down the left-hand side, notes, you can add a note. If you bill time, you can add your time here. You can create a billable entry from it. What's really neat with the system is you can do your title. This can all be really shorthand. So you say call with OC. I will say call with OC, re MTD for motion to dismiss, count 1. And down here, you can AI suggest. Click that button. AI will read what you've entered in shorthand and then give you a recommendation for how to professionally rewrite it. And you just click use rewrite, and it's going to rewrite your entire description for you. If you do corporate related work, your clients will expect billing codes. These will auto be suggested for you as well. So here it's auto suggest communicate with client, and we've got communicate with opposing counsel. So maybe we would do other counsel there, but we're pretty darn close with it. You add a note, and then that note will be added directly to the system, and you will be able to see it on your overview for that page. So after you get through notes, next level is your understand. So we've got people, we did timeline. We'll show you an idea of case matter health. This is going to require a little bit more information before it begins populating in, but we have the ability to provide a fairly detailed case analysis once your case gets a little bit bigger here. Also, every morning, anything that happened overnight, any new information that occurred, we're going to run this about 1 a.m. You're actually going to get an email, and it's your AM announcements, and that will include what you have that has changed within the case overnight. If you have anything that happened or since the previous day, so it's going to give you an update for that so nothing slips through, as well as potentially some options that you've got to do within the particular file. And this is running right now. This is a brand new case. It's probably gonna have a couple of things, but you will have this as a pop-up also on your main page. I'm just showing you where it exists within the matter. Here we go. So this is literally what it would say. So client objective. What does client want? We don't have an objective we've typed in yet. AI can do this for us. I haven't got to that yet, but this is a part of it. Recommended action, prepare opposition, motion to dismiss, count 1. It knows that I have a motion to dismiss because I just made a note of it. It's suggesting responding. So you get the idea. You can approve it, and then it'll flag it, assign it to somebody else, snooze it if you want, or just skip it. And then it'll go to the next thing here for you. So we'll skip those things. Each one of your matters will have one. You just click through the next once you have it and get everything that you need completed in that process. But that is case health. You have, we did people timelines. Here's AI chat. I want to show you this real quick because this is actually a point that people can get confused at every so often. You have multiple different chat functionalities within this platform. File chat gives you the ability to actually chat with the documents that are uploaded. So chat with the documents as well as the information that's been added about the client and the matter. This is literally the chat with this particular file. You can ask anything you want down here in this chatbot. We give you a couple little buttons. I just click summarize. What you also have is a shared versus private. Shared means that anybody in the firm, in your organization would be able to see the chat that you have with AI about this particular issue. So if a partner says, go find out how many times, Sally Jane is referenced within these 1,000 pages of this file, you can go here, you can ask AI, it'll tell you how much, where they exist. We'll give you links directly to the documents. And then if your partner wants to validate what you provide them, they will be able to see this also because it's shared. So here I said summarize, you've got a really solid summary, defrauded, Toyota failed to disclose material historical facts, this is a purchase. And then again, you've got clickable links, scroll down to validate exactly what it is that has been cited within the document. This is all claim agnostic, jurisdiction agnostic. So it doesn't matter, as you can imagine, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can have a chat with documents as easy peasy, through just right here on this page. So this is file chat. You also have Ask AI Anything. This is generic, so this is not specific to any particular file. This is, do I want to predict the future? You click predict the future. You have a draft and prep, review a contract, maybe demo prep. We have specific areas for it, but if you want to do that outside of here, do some court procedure request. If you want to know your horoscope, we even include that here just for fun for you. And you can always chat yourself. You can also pick the model you want. We try to keep up on these things. So GPT-5.5 is the newest. Claude Opus, there's 4.8 just came out last week, but this is also updated. So we give you a fair repertoire here. Claude Opus 4.7, which is really almost the latest. 4.8 just came out last couple of days as well. So try to give you the most up to date. And then you have your history of prior chats off to the right-hand side if you want to go back to those things. So if you want to plan strategy, for example, here's what it's going to ask you clarifying questions, and then you can fill things in. Your chat library is the place that's just like Ask AI Anything, except that these are customized templates. So if you have a series of documents you go back to quite a bit, let's say jury instructions, you can upload those here. You can have them each available to you and then chat with those as much or as little as you would like. And I assume everybody can see this full screen. I didn't even think to look at that here. But then we have a firm-wide chat. This is a higher level. You have to have an upgrade in order to access this. But you can chat with all of your matters across your entire organization. So if you have 300 matters and 50,000 pages of documents or files, this will allow you to source information across all of them at one time. It goes real hand in hand with our advanced reporting and pattern finding that's capable here, but gives you the ability to do that. Built-in AI Troy Help is your chatbot, and you can do other kinds of things. So once you have these things, then you can do more things with it. For example, if you want to pull out significant amounts of information all at one time, let's say you want a full analysis of investigate witness statements, condition, all these different things. You wanted the overview, coverage, claim summary, all these various, you want to do actionable items, support financial records, whatever it might be. You can add all these things to this, and then at one time, our system will generate a full report of all of those individual areas of inquiry associated with across your files. So it's very helpful if you have if you're doing the same kinds of files over and over, and you know you are always going to be pulling out X, Y, or Z out of them. You can come here, you can create your custom report areas and have it saved as a template, and then push a button, and it will run and extract and analyze those things every single time you want just by clicking the button. Once you have, so this is all your analysis. This is extraction and analysis. And then we get into actual drafting, which I know I've spent a fair amount of time up here. This is very important pieces of it. Once you get into the actual drafting, then you can do pleadings, for example. You can draft a full lawsuit. You can draft a full answer. I'll show you what this looks like in beginning a lawsuit for these folks. So I'll click start from scratch. I'll give you the level of detail that we go into and the quality that you're going to get coming out of the other side. We've got our steps up at top. We've got our case description, which I've already added in. You can have AI pull this for you if you'd like. And then you're going to confirm what documents you want. And generally, we're going to have all of the documents that we have added. Here ready to go. They are all ready. You can see they're all ready. So these are all ready. If you have additional documents you need to add to draft the lawsuit, you can click upload. But these are your file documents, right? These are the business records, whatever you might have. Click continue. And now you're going to pick your plaintiff and your defendant. You can AI can suggest parties for you. I'm going to dismiss that. And then what AI can also do, is actually email your client and have them, through the intake process, do a complete Q&A with AI, asking them questions about the case to extract information about the matter. So, for example, I'll show you what this looks like. I just clicked on it. We're going to email that one party. We click continue. You can upload your standard questions, or you can add them by hand. I'll skip this, but what's really neat is then we get into this information is gathered by AI. So if you check on this, for example, AI, professional personal background, AI is going to go 4 rounds of questions. We're going to start with asking them the initial question about their background. This is the prompt. You can change it around. Follow-up prompt after the client responds with their background. This can be, well, let's get a little bit more information from you. This is stuff that maybe you wouldn't ask normally, or maybe your intake person would be spending an hour on the phone with them. AI can handle it for you automatically without you having to do that. So this process with intake allows you to will actually email out to the client. You can have the client validate that timeline, the parties, all this information, send it to them, and then the responses when they come back, you'll be able to actually review them, see them, and make any kind of approval to changes from them. So this is a reminder before you draft. If you want that to happen, you just click a button, it'll take you right there. Okay. So let's draft this lawsuit. We've got Buckeye Development Group, which is our client, and then the other side is who the heck is the other side? Scioto Commercial Holdings. We're going to file this common pleas court. Let's call it Franklin County, Ohio. If you have jurisdictional allegations that you need or citizenship domicile, you can click these things, federal court, for example, click generate with AI, and AI is going to go in and determine which kind of jurisdiction you're in, what jurisdiction you're in, and what then you need to be alleging. So, for example, subject matter pursuant to Section B4 of Ohio's Constitution, 23.01, venue, again, giving you citations appropriately to the parties, and then domicile information. This is correct also that these both are indicated here. So here's your initial part. All it took was to click a button to get these things completed for you, and you've got the information then for the rule if you want to validate it yourself. So once you get past that, then we're into the actual general allegations. This is where you're going to be typing up everything. If you want to see all your events, you can click here. It'll show you each individual event. You can drag and drop. But I just assume have AI do all this for us, which is what I just clicked up here with generate. You can select your LLM if you have like way one does it better than the other. You can also modify your prompt that's going to be going over to AI as it is drafting your actual general allegations that will go into the complaint. As soon as you read them, you approve them here. So this usually takes about 60 seconds or so, about a minute or so, depending on how deep the documents are. We only have 14, so it shouldn't take too much longer to do that. If you do prefer to type them out by hand, once you have some here, you can actually type them in. 39 allegations based on your case file, all set. Here they are. You're going to have your who they are, just as you'd expect. You're going to have your full chronology. And what's going to happen, our system's going to, it's going to recognize some standard, it's going to recognize what you're probably going to be raising as claims and making sure that the allegations are appropriate for each one. And you can go in here and change it around, delete it, add another one if you want, however you want to do things. You can remove this one or remove it. You can add something back in. Or you can have AI add more allegations. So if we want to say add more allegations about the injury, you can click on that and then we'll get them added after number 38. So this will take another 30 seconds or so. It's a little bit faster, but then you'll get additional allegations. For the meantime, I'm just going to click save and continue, and then you will get into your causes of action. I think this is the most fun place to be within this lawsuit drafter, because what's going to happen is you can see we just added 9 new allegations for injury and the prior screen is done for us. You can click off of things and it'll still complete. But what our system is doing right now is issue spotting for you. What are the potential claims? This is a fantastic tool. You're always going to find things that you didn't expect to exist and actually do. So here we're giving you, the system is determining breach contract. AI suggested high probability of success for it. Needs AI draft. Okay, we know this. How it applies, going to give you an analysis. Applies to which defendant. If you have multi-defendants that you're suing, you can actually check the box and then it will be just for that individual defendant. And then finally, you've got down at the bottom, if you decide, I think I'd like to include this, you click on it, it'll be included. You click find elements if you'd so desire. If you don't want to find elements, we can AI draft, but what's happening right now is it is going off and finding your elements in your jurisdiction from an actual case that you are able to even verify by clicking open case. And you're going to get court listener, education commission. Let's see where here it is, real complaint. We're going to find, I guess it's elements, essential elements of contract, binding because nothing, maintains information. Let's see where it also appears in here. Here you go, offer, acceptance, contractual capacity, consideration, right in our case. Here we got offer was made, acceptance, contractual capacity, consideration, mutual assent, and consideration were object of the contract. This is a little bit more detailed than I normally do, but this definitely covers everything. So AI is going to pull your elements. You can find elements for as many of these as you like. And then AI is actually going to be able to draft all of our allegations for each one of these counts based on the elements for each one. So we're going to click AI draft. Here telling us we're drafting it. And it's going to recognize these elements as against the facts of your case and actually draft out all of your elements here. So here we go. This is draft. Now that little drafted, we know we don't have to draft anymore. On our batch, extended a written offer to purchase property, acceptance, right? Engage a business, each fully contractual capacity, closing, exchange for conveyance. So there's mutual assent, and there's mutual assent, essential terms of the contract. And it's entirely lawful. So you've got all that, and then you have your demand, which is written by AI as well, and the mini demands here underneath it. So you can pick as many or as little of these as you want. I'm just going to move forward. I'm just going to pick one of these just for time's sake, since I'm doing these all by hand here. Let's do 2. Let's do fraudulent concealment. Why not? We already got our elements. We'll AI draft it. I'll just go ahead and move forward while that's working. And then what's going to happen, you get to the next section, which is your introductory statement. If you like having one of those, AI will draft that for you. AI will also preview. This is our actual case. Notice I've done virtually no typing on my own so far. This is all just reviewing what AI has created for us. Here's our introductory paragraph. Here's our actual preview of our title. We want a jury demand. We'll include that. And we'll just go with the default, save and continue. Pre-programmed prayer for relief, you want AI to generate it directly, specifically for your accounts. You just click a button, that'll happen there. Any additional sections, so sometimes different courts will require like certain disclosures, Texas, for example, like unique things. You can add those in, have those available to you right here. Here's your prayer for relief that's specific to your parties that's done, but you can have all that done in additional sections. And finally, it's going to pull all this together. You can get your attorney's signature. This is me. I'll just go ahead and put that there. Document sections are all done. In California, you need pleading paper. You can click on that, including going into the folder, but then you just generate documents, and our system will create a lawsuit here for you in about a couple of seconds, and then you'll be able to download it. There we go, in a Word document, fully formatted, fully all the paragraphs, everything you need, general allegations, exactly as you approve them. This is a 14-page complaint because there's only 2 counts, which will be at the end. Here's count 1, causes of action, breach contract. And where's our, and here's our and related seller misrepresentation. So we got those combined. Probably would split these out manually, but that's okay. We've got our prayer for relief, and then our demand here is also done. So you can download this, edit it, anything you'd like with it, and it's all situated for you. So the pleading is also going to auto be added to your documents here in a moment. You'll see them in a special section, so you don't have to redo those things. If you don't like the way it looks, you can click regenerate, and it will show you. Discovery is very similar. I'm not going to go into such detail because we're nearing the end here, but you can get a sense for what we just did with the complaint is very similar with in the discovery. You click which ones you want. You can click on or multiple at one time. Let's do RFAs. request, select who's requesting, who you're serving, click continue, and then it's the same level of detail. You're going to pick which the documents are available. It's going to pull our causes of action that we already had researched, and here's our claims here. Because when you ask for discovery, you're going to want to make sure that you're actually covering the elements to your claims, so it becomes really relevant. Well, we do that for you automatically, and then it's going to suggest both areas to cover your elements, but then also our morning announcement, our action plan auto ran, maybe some of these things from our report that questions were raised, things were missing. This is substantial because there is a substantial amount of things that we click from that report, and then we get into actually drafting the RFAs or drafting whatever this particular type of discovery is. I'm just going to do 15 for the sake of speed, start drafting. You'll see them all right here. You'll be able to modify them, but suffice it to say that these are going to be done best in class in mind all the way around for each one of these things. So as that's doing that, I will move on to motions. You can do a motion for summary judgment here. Here's our 15 drafted. Let's go back and take a look at that. Let's go back, and that was step. We're going to go into our history. Here's our set. It's already here. Click on that. Go forward, and here's our actual requests, right? And they're right here for us to be able to modify as we want. So as I said, discovery motion practice. You want a summary judgment motion. We're going to understand what the brief description is, what the standard. Let's say we want to breach of contract, and we're going to say summary judgment, claims and defenses, click continue, select your documents. Again, we want to make sure we're getting all of these documents that you need. We're going to find your local rules automatically for you and understand what needs to be proven. We're going to then go in and get case law for you from your cases, and we'll have AI auto extract here for the motions, and may not be recognized. Okay, we know that is here. So this is because we had the complaint that was combined. It's giving us both of those versus just a breach of contract. So rather than go back and correct that right now, I'm going to just push forward to show you the rest of the platform because we're nearing the end of our time. Contracts, you can draft your own contract by just telling it. There's Q&A back and forth, fairly robust. If you have particular workflows that you like, you can add those in, and our system will then follow it. Your client portal, you've got that baked in. Client can access their information. Discovery, once you are served discovery, you can select which one it is, whatever it is, and then actually click through to have AI contact your client and help your client gather the information documents from as you would like. The AI will provide the original requests and then provide it to the client in plain English as well. So it makes it easy and common language requests to enable for you to obtain discovery using AI to do it. War Room is pretty neat. Here we've got your claims are added. What we're going to do is we're actually going to visualize them for you, where you can click on one of these. This is your claim. It'll say here's breach contract, right? And then you can move it around. But what you can also do is click on any of the buttons, and these are all the elements. And whatever information, whatever documents support it, you're going to have orbs around it. So I didn't run this as of yet, but let me click reanalyze. You'll see that orbs will begin to be seen around it. Little diamonds are missing evidence, areas of missing evidence. You can click on that, and then it'll come up as well. And you can manage, you can see visually all of your claims, all of the defenses in one place. Little buttons up top are documents, all the documents you have. So AI is analyzing. We'll also come back to that here in just a moment, last few moments. From an extraction standpoint, here we go. See, here's your documents. They're populating. If red is a defendant, if it's helpful for the defendant, it'll be in their color. Blue is for the plaintiff because the plaintiff has brought these claims. If you have multi-party, each one will have their own colors. But you can get a sense for what is and is not supports or is against, contradicts. The blue is supportive of you. So there's a couple things supportive of your client for each individual element. And then you can have a good visual of whether or not you think you'll win overall at the end. We call it a war room because everybody looks at a war room right before they go to trial. Medical costs, extraction of medicals if you have an injury-related claim, similar to what you saw with people and timelines. Depots and trial, you can do deposition summaries. Here we've got a deposition summary, a deposition that we've uploaded, actual transcript that will give you a complete chronological digest available to you. Let's get that, and as well as it'll also do at the same time by topic and by issue as well. So let's see, let's refresh this page. It's cooperating with me here. Let's see, we got history. Continue. Well, it looks like it's still actually running this by message to me here. Okay. Not cooperating with me, but you get the idea. You get to take care of these things. Inconsistencies, if you've got multiple depositions, you can select those. Select one, select your the seller here, and we're gonna pick our other one. Here's our two suggested our pleading. Then you can pick your other deposition rep that you want to compare it to, and then our system will run it for inconsistencies between those things, especially as compared to the complaint as well. So this is showing us no inconsistencies. Again, we shall do a new analysis on that. I'll come back to that if I can, but this is the end of our depots and trial. Action plan is the last piece. This is auto run by AI. This is giving you all the various information about your client's objective. If it's blank, you can click on it. It'll run through and obtain this information directly from your client's Q&A, let's say. So the entire system is designed to be as helpful and as semi-autonomous as possible. We are getting to the point where with workflows, we'll be able to weave this in a little bit more, so AI will actually be pushing a case forward. But right now, you can see you can extract a lot of information that you're used to doing by hand. You can draft a lot of information, a lot of documents you have not been able to do before at levels and depth that are really beyond beneficial, and then actual practicalities as well. So and I have a question, after you download and edit, can you re-upload it into the platform so the platform has a file-ready version? Yes, in fact, you don't even have to re-upload it. You're going to have a AI-generated file folder, and here is actually those. I reran it, if you recall, so we see both of them here directly already. So you don't even need to rerun it. We'll actually add it in automatically for you, and then it's going to be part of the record for anything else that's done, especially discovery moving forward. So unless there's any other questions, I want to thank you all for joining me with this, and I hope you found it really helpful and the platform pretty beneficial for your practice. You can access this and join for free for a limited time, free access, free first case, with the ability to do any of these things that I just shown you directly at no cost for the next week or so. So I encourage you to visit AI.Law, go through the sign-up process, and hope it benefits your practice tremendously. Thank you again for joining me.